Hey, it's Deja. I know I'm really late with with this recap, but I just wanted to kind of give my thoughts really quick about chapter two of Baddies, episode two. So it starts off where it left off with Dolly beating up Summer. Dolly whoops Summer ass, and they basically were just saying like the big three is done, and the big three is done. You know, it just kind of is what it is. The next part was Neek and the Cabaret girls. So Neek, she gets all the girls together. Um, Egypt, she goes there first, and then Wet Wet, she goes, and Wet Wet has this big ass crackhead energy, and she just dancing all around, opening her legs, moving. So I'm like, girl, I really hope that she don't stink. She got these really long legs. It just looks so weird with like her fake titties. Like I don't dislike Wet Wet, but I'm just like, girl, you are a lot. So, anyways, Egypt and What They Make Up, they had an issue in Houston or something like that. I didn't really watch Cabaret. I know this didn't happen on Cabaret, but I didn't really watch Cabaret like that. I did watch Wet Wet and Amber season and like a couple more, but not enough to know these girls. So they make up. Amber comes in. I like Amber. She was a bit of a bully on the show, but I do like her. And then Amber, she fights Wet Wet immediately, and I'm like, good lord, girl. And Wet she's like, bitch, you fight me. You know I can't fight. Fight somebody like Ivory. You know, fight that thick bitch. But anyways, then they start arguing about drugs. Like, oh, when I first came on the show, like you was trying to get some pills off of me, like blah blah blah. And I'm like, so you had the pills, like, or no shit, you trying to get some pills. Anyways, I'm just like, girl, y'all fighting over being crackheads. Like, just calm down. It ain't that big of a deal. So they kind of like somewhat work it out to the point where they can sit next to each other. I'll just keep talking about this scene. So eventually, Kaniyah, she joins the Cabaret girls, and Meek and Kaniyah, they start arguing about, oh shit, Amber's annoyed, and I'm like, girl, I'm kind of with you on that. Like, this is weird. Like, girl, y'all going in circles and y'all arguing like, but did I say that? But did I say that? And I'm like, Nick, you kind of showing that you a bit of a weird bitch. Anyways, so Egypt, she gets up and she's like, Kaniyah, I want to fight you, and I'm like, but why though? Like, even though we haven't seen it on here, like, but why though? So they fight like 50, 11 times. And I don't know, like Kaniyah seemed like she can't fight, but it seemed like every time she fought Egypt, she was getting better. You know, it's not like Egypt just knocked down, dragged, fought her. But anyway, so Kaniyah, she just didn't have a panties and bra on. I'm like, girl, all we see is your titties slinging around and your ass crack. Girl, like pick one, either panties or bra. I would rather that you pick both of them. But seriously, like, girl, where your shit at? But anyways, so Egypt, the way she knocked that water out of Nick's hand, I'm like, girl, it's not even that serious. Like, girl. But anyway, so Nick is just trying to get Kamaya, basically peer pressure her into standing with all the Cabaret girls and like, we come together, we stand together. Okay, we die together. But Kaniyah is just kind of like hesitant on it. I'm like, girl, I would be too. But eventually she's just like, yeah, like I'm gonna do it. Egypt is so pissed off about the whole situation. She's like, girl, fuck that bitch. If somebody jumping her, I'm gonna jump her. I'm gonna jump them too. I'm gonna jump her too with them. Okay. And then Amber and Wet Wet, they kind of make up. So Fania and Kold Killa, they come in and they are, just about to have a little meeting with um what's her name, Rolly and Natalie, about their like big three thing. Because apparently Rican has been going online and she's been popping in and she's like, oh, these bitches let me get beat up at the reunion and have all my shit fucked up, and they weren't really there for me. I can kind of understand what she's saying because it does seem like Killa and Fania are really close now, but also like Rican, we went through the fire together. We went through a whole other season of this shit, and we did keep your name. We kept bringing it up. So, girl. But anyways, Rican comes in there like a motherfucking, she hiding a cooter brown. I'm like, good lord, these good girls is hot as fuck on this show. Like Jesus Christ. But we know that K Rican is a real crackhead. But anyway, so they kind of like make up or whatever. Natalie is like, well, we got rehearsals tomorrow, so get your shit together. So on the rehearsals, the first thing I noticed was Tavii. She comes in, she's like, I don't have no friends. I'm like, babes, you never had no friends. Let's be honest there. You just had people that, you were in kind of like alliances with. You were like sort of cool with them, but you never had any friends on the show. Like, let's be honest. But I did notice her and Persuasion, they were very oiled up, which I understand. If you finna fight a bunch of bitches, definitely be oiled up. That's the best thing to do. They punch you in your face. You gonna get hit. You gonna feel that hit, but it's gonna kind of slide off, so it's not gonna be that bad. But Natalie and Lemmy are like they're leaving the California to go to Coachella, and I'm like, good riddance, goodbye. So Persuasion, she comes in and she's oiled up and she got a shiesty on. I'm like, oh, these bitches is ready to bang. Okay. So Natalie leaves Rolly in charge, and while Natalie's talking to Rolly, Pressure, she tries to get Rolly. I'm just like, girl, that's weird. Like where they were, you could tell that Pressure, she was just doing that for the cameras. Anyways, I mean, it is what it is, but it's just weird. So all the girls look like they on go. Like they look like they ready to go at any moment. And when I tell you they did, so Amber, she's just like Wet was whispering to I think Neek or like Kaniyah or something, and Amber she fights Wet. She's like, "Girl, you weird. Like, stop, keep my name out your mouth. You're weird." Amber's a crash out, so I don't think that she's necessarily bullying Wet. I just think that she's just like, "Girl, I know you. I don't like you, and you know I don't like you." So Sirach and Tavii they get it. Sirach, I just want you to stop being so desperate whenever it comes to fighting somebody. Like Sirach was on this like I'm looking at this girl and I'm finna get this girl. And I'm just like, you so pressed about somebody that could really give a fuck about you. Like Tavi got her head on a swivel for two other bitches, okay? Looking like the Doublemint twins. And it ain't no bitch named Ciroc. But anyways, you know that Ciroc needs this. So Rolly tells DTB, all right, you first, DTB is up there and she just rehearsing her life away. Okay, she rehearsing for her life, and everybody else is chaos. Like wet crackhead ass is down there dancing and just gyrating and shit. After she got into that fight with Amber, she went on the stage and she was like, "I went 3 seasons in, 3 days in," and I'm like, "Girl, calm the fuck down." So, Fauna she goes over to the Tavii, she fights Tavii, then Kold Killa, she sneaks Tavii. And I'm just like, that's kind of whack because didn't you just tell Rican that y'all not doing no jumping shit no more? Like, if you want to come over here, you gotta stand on your own. Hold on now. I smell look. Anyways, but Tinka, she tried to get Camilla because Camilla she do be popping it online, so I can definitely see that. But Killa for some reason she jumps in. She's like, "No, you're not gonna sneak Camilla." Girl, we like Camilla when she was on Bad Girls Club, but now she's a 40-year-old woman with a husband and children. Like she decided to come on this show. She knows what she getting into. You ain't got to fight for her. She's a grown ass woman. But anyway, so Killer kind of got that first one. I'm not gonna lie, from what I saw. But then Tinka definitely got the second and third one. Pressure and Persuasion they fight. Who gives a damn? Camilla she gets or no, Et gets Camilla because if you remember on I think it was East. It wasn't East. It was the one after East, I believe. Et she got kind of stumped out by Camilla, and Et was like, "Oh no, bitch, I remember that. Okay, the North remembers, and I'm finna get your ass." But Camilla, she was like really ducking Rex. She was like, "No, we just two pretty ass girls. Like we're not doing that." And I think she really kind of confused Et. Like, do you want to fight or not? Clearly, she don't want to fight, babes. But anyway, so they didn't really get into it. Fauna, she gets Tinka because Killa whack ass. You tag in a fight for Camilla or like so that Camilla doesn't get her ass whooped by Tinka, and then you gotta tag somebody else in. So Fauna, she fights Tinka. Fauna, she was definitely keeping up, but I think that Tinka definitely won that one. Tinka stuck her wig, Fauna's wig in her ass. I'm like, girl, you never beaten the dirty rumors. Like you never beaten them. Camilla, she was ducking wreck. She just like walking around there with security. Like when I tell you, she probably bought her own security guards. Like, keep me away from these bitches, please. I've got kids to go home to. So then on the stage, Mariah whack ass girl, this girl messed up your fucking song one time, and honestly, it wasn't even her. It was like, just like the stuff happening. Like I think it was Natalie that messed it up because she wanted you to play the song. Once a time, point in time, I was a hoe, and you weren't playing that song because you didn't want to anymore. And Natalie stopped it, and she just blamed it on DJ Scott. Like you looking whack, and Natalie got you looking like a whack ass bitch. Like come on, girl. So anyway, so she decides to fight Mariah. I mean, Mariah decides to fight DJ Sky and throw a mic at her head. I'm like, girl, y'all never gonna get these rehearsals if the DJ is fucking beaten and battered. But anyway, it's just whack. I'm like, Mariah, sit the fuck down. Nobody wanna hear your shit no more. Make up a new song. That's probably why she really pissed off. So then Lex, she gets Camilla. And when I tell you she wear Camilla out. And honestly, people they were just saying like, no, that's too much, that's too much. It's not too much. If you come online popping it so you can get back on the show, but you're gonna get back on the show and we're gonna show you why you don't need to be on the show. Like, girl, goodbye. If you can't keep up with these girls, and if you gonna keep on talking shit, like you see, there's girls like Sapphire that literally never have fought. Well, no, Sapphire did fight, but later on, Sapphire didn't have to fight. Cat didn't have to fight. Like some of these girls, they come on there and they just don't have to fight because look, I am that bitch. Like Camilla, you're not that girl. You still that childish ass girl from Bad Girls Club trying to pretend like you somebody that you're not. I've never liked Camilla, and I'm pretty sure you can tell that. So, anyways, Lex whoops Camilla ass. Rolly is on the motherfucking mic emceeing like, ooh, she just got her ass whooped. Because if you remember, Rolly whooped Camilla ass. She folded it up like fucking laundry. Camilla can't fight. But anyways, so Camilla, she goes to the back and she's rampaging. Biggie whack ass is like, no, 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 bro. Her fucking face is messed up. We need a medic. We need a medic. And she's just like, Lex, with her big ass, she comes out there like the Incredible Hulk. And I'm like, I really hate how y'all get when it comes to Lex. I'm not gonna, be dick riding Lex or anything, but I just hate the way that y'all get when it comes to Lex because Lex is almost 20 years younger than Camilla. Camilla is online popping it at Lex, talking shit and talking about Lex. But when Camilla comes on the show, Lex can't defend herself. I mean, maybe Lex could have tried to have a conversation, but girl, this is baddies. We're not having conversations. I'm fighting you. Like, what are we talking about? Anyway, so Camilla starts her usual spiel. I got kids. I got kids. I got kids to go home to. And I can't be showing up with my ass whooped with not showing my head. They're not going to understand. Girl, your kids going to understand. Mommy had went out there to go get that check. Okay, and that check involved bitches whooping my ass for money. Okay, the check cleared though. Y'all got new shoes. Like, girl, your kid's not going to care. Just say you walked into a door. I don't know. But anyway, so ET fights Persuasion for what I don't know. But it was actually a good episode. It was a lot of fights. It was a lot of fights. I just can't wait till next episode. Um, anyways, thank y'all.